What's up, Peterborough community? I hope you are doing well. I just wanted to join you today to share with you a resource from what is potentially one of the best sessions that I've done in 2017/18 school year. I wanted to share with you some of the resources that I used for that, why I thought it was successful, and just show you what I did. Hopefully with the view that you could do something similar or do something the same. And this was part of an orienteering block of work, so lots of team building. There'd already been some prior learning to this. So the emphasis was mainly on communication, it was on compromise, it was on teamwork, lots of vital life skills that I wanted the children to learn. And for this particular lesson, one of the factors started off, while they were getting changed, I was looking for those getting changed into their PE kits quickly, and who were going to be efficient at that. And who had a good attitude and behaviour when they came into the classroom. And those that were showing that immediately, if I just show you down here, were given some of these tokens. I called them circuit tokens because I said they might come in useful a little bit later once they enter the hall where we did the session. Now, when I had everyone dressed, we made our way out of the classroom towards the hall. And I designated them to one of 5 teams, 5 colour teams, as soon as we got into the hall, and sent them to their station, if you like. And at their station, they were met with a hula hoop on the floor, and they were also met with the following. Now, if you have a look here, here's group 1. There's a number of colours that respond to marker cones. That's what group 2 had. I've obviously got down here group 4. Group 3, and Group 5. Now, as well as that sheet, they had the corresponding markers set out in a pattern on the floor next to them as well. So that was also going on. And they were met with their first challenge. And if you noticed on the bottom of the sheet there, it said that they had to find their missing circuit pieces and collect them by moving as a team. And there was a key on the wall showing what I wanted them to create. There were a number of other cones spread out in the middle of the hall, which the children had to collect immediately as part of their warm-up. So in their teams of about 5 children per team, they all had to hold on to the hula hoop in a big circle without letting go. They had to move towards the centre of the hall. Once they were there, using their feet, they would try and kick or drag the coloured cone they needed to help complete their puzzle. It took 5 minutes or so. They were holding onto the hoop, they were talking, moving together, nobody was letting go. And once they completed their puzzle, we were able to move on to the next challenge, of which I handed out a challenge sheet. And here was the challenge sheet that they had. It says here that they must arrange their cones so that no cone of the same colour is found in a line, either horizontally or vertically. Now, if I show you my answer sheet, here's what they had to create. But they had to work together talking. I made a point of saying I was looking for social skills here and teamwork and teams who were trying to compromise and help each other. And each time I saw that, I handed out one of my circuit tokens. So children and teams were gathering these tokens and starting to make a pile of them in their corner, meanwhile trying to solve the puzzle that I set. The good thing is that children who may have been getting stuck during this activity, this was with a year 3 and 4 class, were able to use their tokens to spend them to buy a help sheet. So I have here a help sheet available. And if teams managed to accumulate 10 tokens, they were allowed to buy this help sheet to help them try and solve the puzzle. It was a good fun game, the children loved it, they liked the mental challenge, and it brought out all kinds of skills within teammates where I was able to help and nurture them communicate effectively. Now, once all teams had completed this, it took 10 minutes or so, we were able to move on to our next challenge where we headed outside onto the school grounds. And while we were there, I'd given each team a rough map that I created on Canva. I'll show you here. There was a rough map. Now, this may not make any sense to you, but it did to the children, as it came with a key that was on the back, which shows what things are represented. And you'll notice on the map there are lots of lime green dots. There are 5 dots on this map, and this represented where I had hidden envelopes containing pieces they had to collect. They were numbered 1, 2, 5. I made the children aware that there was something hidden within 5 steps of where the dot was placed on the map. They had to move as a team at all times to any of the dots. They were not allowed to split up, once again challenging their teamwork, their communication, how they were able to solve these problems socially. And once they'd collected a piece, they had to come back to a central zone to me where I was stood, show me the piece they had before moving to another. Now what they were trying to get was this here. Now what we've got here is another 5x5 markered map. And as you can see, I mean, I've cut these up into pieces to show you what I had, but they had to try and gather all 5 pieces. Now, once the children had worked successfully to get these 5 pieces, we headed back inside the school, and they had a challenge, and their challenge was to match their pieces together. So they worked together to try and make sure these pieces could fit. And as you'll notice, once they all do fit together, it says down at the bottom, collect the colours you need from Mr. Ellis and build this circuit. So they come to me once they built their map and their circuit board, if you like. They were able to gather the extra colours they needed, and back they went to their teams to build the finished circuit. Now from start to finish, the lesson was probably a good hour, factoring in the transitions and the teamwork activities. And the children just simply loved it. I've never seen them so engaged in lots of my teaching over the years. And it was nice to focus mainly on the cognitive side and the social side and even the affective side with slight competition in there, as opposed to there being anything too physical. Just showing them that physical education is more than just the physical, and they worked on the other umbrellas as well. So I wanted to share that with you. If I get some feedback on it, I'd be more than happy to share the canvas and the PDFs on the Umbrella website. Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you all